Akadosh Boker Or, Bekiim Bahalacha. This is going to be Bekiim Bahalacha 5. This is the Ben HaMetzarim. We are on the 16, the preface of eating meat during the 9 days. So the Gemara, there's a Gemara Masechet Ta'anit Daf Lamed Amud Aleph teaches that it's forbidden to eat meat or drink wine during the meal of the fast of Tisha B'Av, which means Sudat HaMafseket. But until then, it's permitted. זאת אומרת, מצד עיקר ההלכה, מותר לאכול בשר ולשתות יין עד ממש סעודת המפסקת. אבל, the Rambam wrote down that the custom among Bnei Israel was not to eat meat and wine, right? Already from Shabbat Chazon. Ken, the Orchot Chaim wrote, some people abstain from eating meat and wine from the Rosh Chodesh Av. Okay, just like the Gemara says in Sech B'Zachim, Rabbeinu Asher wrote that he knows that some valorous women would abstain from eating meat and drink wine from Shiva Asar B'Tammuz until Tisha B'Av. They say that this is a tradition they received from their mothers in many generations. The custom in Spain to abstain from eating meat during the 9 days. Rabbeinu Yaakov, which is the Tur, testified that there are many individuals in Germany who also abstain from eating meat from the Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, but everyone else begins from Rosh Chodesh Av. So therefore, Rosh Chodesh Av ze kilu kimat kulam. יש כאלה שאפילו 17 בתמוז. Rav Yosef Karo, the Shulchan Aruch, he quotes a Rashba saying, your forefathers adopted the custom of abstaining from eating meat once the month of Av begins, right? Even though the Talmud did not forbid it, the Halacha technically permits us to eat meat and drink wine even on the 8th of Av until Mamas Sudat HaMafseket, right? But he says, but anybody that's going to breach this, meaning al taseh shtuyot, right? Lama, you've got a gader. In summing up, Shulchan Aruch writes up, some people custom of not eating meat and drink wine during the week of Tisha B'Av. Other ones from Chodesh. Other ones do Tammuz. But again, where there's a custom, you're not allowed to breach the custom, as if not you're going to be bitten by a snake. There are Rishonim that testified, right? He comes and he says there's going to be Rishonim that testified that their communities never adopted such a custom. For example, the Magid Mishneh. He says there's nobody that had the custom, right? The Menachem HaMeiri. He wrote a very pious refrain from eating meat throughout the last day before Tisha B'Av. Likewise, the Sefer Meorot. Right? He says that Rambam only did that the day before. In our times, it has become universal custom not eating meat during the 9 days, right? Or during the Shabbat after Chazon for sure. Tzidei Chavedat, Rav Gal Mivilna, right? The Chachamim say when Bet HaMikdash was destroyed, many people permanently did not want to eat meat. They didn't want to eat meat. Rabbi Yeshua countered, he said, but according to this, and then you would never drink water either, because water was brought, because since the meat was brought in the korbanot, so you wouldn't drink water as well, because of Nisu Chamayim. So when he saw that they did not answer him, Rabbi Yeshua told him, listen, my children, we may go ahead without any form of mourning. It's going to be a tragedy. It's not good. But on the other hand, we cannot demand extreme things. So following that logic, it would be incorrect to abstain from eating meat all year long, right? But at least during this time, you could abstain from eating meat. So let's see Halacha Samech Dalet. Okay? Dinei achila basar b'tishat yamim. Right? We're talking about not eating meat during the 9 days. Af al pi. Yes. Af al pi sheyesh noagim lachmir. Right? He says over here, המנהג הפשוט בירושלים ובארץ ישראל שלא להימנע אלא מיום שרחד ראש חודש אב. תלמיד חכם לא ינהג חומרה זו לתת זין באב, מפני שמהם מלאכת שמיים. זאת אומרת, חזון עובדיה מביא ככה. He says, technically speaking, some people refrain already from Shiva Asar B'Tammuz. But the common custom was from after Rosh Chodesh Av, the day afterwards, meaning Rosh Chodesh Av, because Rosh Chodesh itself, technically you could eat. That's what we're going to speak about, right? He says, right, that you could actually, 1 second. So he says that you're going to, but you have to refrain from the second day of Av until Asara B'Av. Now he says, Atamid Chacham should not be Machmir, because if you're going to be Machmir, so what happens? You're not going to be Mima'et B'Melechet Shamayim. מנהג הספרדים, סמכי, מנהג הספרדים ודוד המזרח להקל באכילה בשר ביום ראש חודש itself, and that's מנהג ירושלים, ונראה שבמקום שלא נודע מנהגם, איך נהגו בראש חודש, יש להקל להם בראש חודש, ועיקר הדבר אינו זו מנהג. Meaning, since the entire thing is a minhag anyway, so on Rosh Chodesh itself, you could be mekel. That means if somebody asks you, what's the din in Rosh Chodesh, you could be mekel in Rosh Chodesh. So you could eat meat on Rosh Chodesh itself. Okay, Rosh Chodesh Av. אחינו יוצא תימן, שזכו לעלות לארצנו הקדושה. So you have Temanim. The Temanim that they came into Eretz Yisrael, even though then all the cities of Teman, they used to have a minhag not to eat meat, בכל הימים האלו, חוץ מסעודת המפסקת. That means they used to eat meat all the time, except for סעודת המפסקת, right, which was going to be asur. So he says, מכל מקום, כיוון שעלו לארץ ישראל על דעת להשתקע, once they go to Eretz Yisrael, they have to do like the minhag of Yisrael, and therefore they're not allowed to eat meat and for during the entire 9 days. Just like the din is that somebody that goes to one place to another place to a minhag, וכל שכן אלו שזכו להתגורר בירושלים, and they see it for sure, גדול הכאב מאוד. It's even worse because mamash, they see the Bet HaMikdash destroyed. How are they going to come and they're going to be eating meat? So obviously they have to be very, very careful.